What's up, everybody? This is AJ, bringing another Netflix episode, review, whatever you want to call it. I haven't done this in quite a while. I don't know why, just sometimes you feel like doing it, sometimes you don't. And again, for people that are newer to my channel, I'm not ever going to talk about, unless it's something really good, I'm never going to talk about, like, real life stories and shit like that. Like, if you're going to talk about that kind of stuff, don't put it over video game footage. Just do a vlog. I don't know. Me personally, you could have 10 million subscribers and I wouldn't give two shits and a fuck what happens in your daily life, honestly. I don't know. I don't go to YouTube to, read people's, personal biographies or whatever you want to say. So, you'll never hear me talk about stuff like in daily life. This will pretty much be the only series that I'll probably ever do that doesn't like talk exactly about the gameplay. I just do this because I know Netflix is really popular, and I know a lot of people that play video games also like to watch movies. I think maybe I'm stereotyping there. I don't know, but I think that's a pretty safe thing to say. I personally love movies. I've probably seen like, I don't know. I don't even know what number to put on them. I watch quite a few every week, so I think I'm pretty qualified. I don't know, maybe not. But let's get into it. So the first movie is a movie I watched yesterday. It's called The Dilemma. It's got Vince Vaughn, who is definitely top 3 of my favorite all-time actors. And it's got Kevin James, who is... I haven't really enjoyed any of his work in like a movie setting, but his show, The King of Queens, was fucking hilarious, so... he has his moments, we'll say that. And then it's got, God, what the hell's her name? She plays, like, the villain in every movie. I can only remember her from Mr. Deeds. She plays, like, she's kinda hot, as, like, she's, like, with darker black hair. I think she was pretty hot, but with, like, that strawberry blonde hair, no thanks. And, she played the bitch in Mr. Deeds, so... that's what I remember her from. I don't know what the fuck her name is. And then Vince Vaughn's wife or girlfriend or whatever is fucking hot. I think her name is Jennifer Connelly. She kind of reminds me of I can't think of the other actress's name, but she's fucking hot, so take my advice on that one. And basically the plot of the movie is, it's kind of like, it reminds me a lot of Wedding Crashers. It's not quite as funny. I would say Wedding Crashers, which is, again, one of my all-time favorite movies, is probably, like, the first 3/4 of the movie is based around all pretty much comedy. Like, a lot of the parts are just meant to be funny and not really dramatic, or whatever you might want to call it. And then, like, the last quarter of the movie is mostly based on, like, dramatic scenes and stuff closely related to the plot, I guess you could say. So, The Dilemma is kind of different. It is going to have several, like, laugh-out-loud moments. And, by the way, I just thought about this. I don't know what I'm going to be putting behind this. Probably, like, a TDM. Where I, shit all over kids, like normal. But, so I'm not going to, be referring to it at all. So, it'll be enjoyable, though. Take my word. So, basically, this movie is different from Wedding Crashers in that it's more based on like kind of a dramatic romantic thing. It's kind of like a rom-com, but it's not as what's the word? It's I can't think of the word, but it's got more substance. It's not like a movie like 50 First Dates where it's just kind of ridiculously stupid. It's got, some substance. That's the word I was thinking of. So the plot is pretty good. But I would say it's probably like the opposite of Wedding Crashers, where it's like 25% comedy and 75%, drama, whatever you want to call it, like story. But don't get me wrong, there are several, I don't want to spoil anything, but there are quite a few laugh out loud moments, so it will be funny for, guys. I would say it's probably a really good movie to watch with your girlfriend because, it's got that romantic plot or whatever you want to call it. And then it's got the funny moments, Vince Vaughn going at it. So yeah, it's pretty much good for both. And I don't really want to talk any more about it, so I don't want to spoil it. But I'd give it a pretty solid, you know, maybe like a B minus. So it's worth a watch. And that's pretty much that. Next movie I got, and probably the only other movie I'll do since goddamn I'm already 5 minutes into this, is gonna be called Contact, and it's completely different from The Dilemma. I don't know. These are just the last two movies I've watched, so these are the two I'm going with. Okay, so Contact, if you've never heard of it, it's a pretty renowned movie. It's based a lot, and it's dedicated to Carl Sagan. And if you don't know him, he's like just a famous astronomer and theologian, I think you might want to call it. I don't know. He tells his beliefs a lot, and he does a series. Oh my God, what the hell is that series called? I'm not moving this fucking video forward until I think of what that series. Cosmos. Nope, not Cosmos. Just YouTube Carl Sagan and you'll figure it out. It's like a 10-part mini series, and I know there's videos on YouTube of it, and it's just awesome. It's all about like astronomy and stuff like that. But anyways, Contact has Jodie Foster in it, and that one dude who always plays like the buff, like, oh, I'm sensitive guy in every movie, and he plays like the douchebag role. They make fun of him in Family Guy all the time. I think his name's Matthew McConaughey or whatever. He always plays in really like corny movies, but he was pretty good in Contact because it was one of his earlier movies, so he wasn't quite as, you know, there wasn't as much douchebaggery afoot. But yeah, it's a movie about like Jodie Foster basically. She's like an astronomer, and she goes into this whole thing about, you know, her dad teaches her about other planets and stuff like that. So basically she devotes her whole life on finding, you know, other civilizations, other intelligent life forms. And so they receive a transmission or whatever, and it's from a different, you know, universe. It's got all this crazy coding and shit. It's really interesting, honestly. It's not like one of those movies where you're like, oh, this is just way too out there and it's just boring. I know a lot of people, when, you know, you mention Contact to them, they're like, oh, that's just ridiculous. But I don't think it's that far-fetched. I mean, it is a little, if you want to get really into the science of it, it is a little far-fetched because, you know, radio waves and television waves, the ones that actually reach the other civilization or whatever, would take, you know, millions and millions of years to reach them. Not 50 years or whatever, because I think they use some kind of Nazi propaganda or whatever is the first thing that they send back to Earth. But yeah, it's all about like astronomy and finding other, you know, intelligent life forms. It's a really, really good movie if you're at all interested in astronomy, or, you know, you just want to watch a really interesting movie that you kind of got to think about. So I definitely recommend that. I'd probably give that one like an A minus, B plus type movie. It's one of those movies that gets you thinking after, which, as I've said in my other Netflix videos, are my favorites. So give those two videos a shot, and let me know what you guys think. See you guys later. Peace.